Hello there, YouTube. Mr. Gibson Guy here. I'm over here. Thanks for stopping by the channel. Nice to have you here. Today I had a little surprise that came to me, and unexpected surprise. I have been, I have a store and I buy stuff that I resell at the store, and then I mostly buy stuff that I want to keep and collect until if I get bored with it, then I'll sell it, so I'll have a store available. So I buy stuff on and off, and mostly I've been concentrating on buying stuff to sell in the store. I sold 2 Canon AE1s in one day early this week, and that was a real surprise. It's hard to get them, and then as soon as you get them, they disappear, and that's mostly what I sell. I've had a lot of different stuff that I've sold there, but mostly I concentrate on an AE1 with a 50mm f1.8, and that seems to go real fast, so there's a lot of turnover in those. But today we're looking at minoltas, and that's part of my story. While I was in the midst of doing AE1 shopping to pick up some more cameras to sell, I came across an Olympus 24mm f2.8 wide angle. That was a pretty good idea, pretty good price, and so I hit the make an offer button, and I sent him an offer a little bit lower. And I thought, well, I kind of haven't been doing much with lenses lately. I've just been mostly concentrating on thorium lenses and nothing else, but I need to keep up with other stuff. I have 6 Minolta camera bodies and 8 Minolta lenses for them. A lot of them are 50s, but there's a mix in there I'll talk about. But I've been looking at this Olympus, and I made an offer, and I think I got a message back saying they didn't go with the offer, or never took it, or something like that, and it's kind of gone. And in the middle of doing all that, I also by accident on Mercari of all things came across a 35mm Minolta f2.8 and MC ROKKOR, and that really caught my attention. And again, I have noticed in photography that I have a lot of 28s and 35s, but most of them are 28s, and 35s seem to be kind of hard to find. They're kind of rare for some reason, and I'm not sure exactly why, but I saw this 35, and I hardly ever see 35mm f2.8s on sale, and I watch prices and look up stuff every day, so I keep up with it pretty well. So they're kind of rare, so I saw one and I kept thinking about it, but I've been thinking about this Olympus, and then it fell through, and I thought I kind of got things mixed up with buying cameras and everything. And anyway, to make the long story very short, I got some mail today, and there was a box, and I wasn't expecting anything after that Canon that I got yesterday. And then I thought, wait a minute, let's see. And I opened it up, and while I was opening it up, it was all coming back to me. There was this lens with a hard lens case included, and the lens was a Minolta, but the lens case was a Tamron, and it turns out that it goes to a Tamron 28mm f2.5 lens with Adaptol 2, which happens to be a lens that I have, and I don't have the Tamron lens case for it. Not that I really care too much about lens cases, but I now put that in there and freed up a space for this. Yeah, that's it. A Minolta 35mm f2.8, and this is the lens made in Japan MCW-X, ROKKOR-X, 2.8 and f35mm. So this is an MC series, and I've checked it out, and it seems to be working really well. Everything seems to be functioning. The focus on it, everything is good. I've only had it on this XE1 so far. I'm going to put it on some of the other cameras to try it out. But this is the lens, and I'll just review through what I got here. This is now the 35mm f2.8. Next to it, this is a 50mm f1.4 MC ROKKOR, and this is a PG. A lot of these lenses look kind of brown. On the XD11, I have an MD. This is my newest minolta lens, the MD ROKKOR-X 50mm f1.4. This is a really nice lens I got with this XD11 for a really crazy price, and it makes quite a great setup. I love that XD11. Now this one, the SRT-202, I did a video on this one recently because this came recently. And this is a minolta MC ROKKOR PF 1.4, 58mm. So this is one of the one with the brass grips on it. Oh, that's cool. It sounds different than the newer ones do. This one's got just a little bit of a tie in the grip, but mostly turns pretty smooth. It's got a little bit of resistance right in the middle. Very old lens. It's got to be from the 60s. Beautiful lens. I thought this was going to have some thorium in it, but Geiger counter says no. And then what do I have here? Okay. Oh, this is the big daddy here. This is the 28mm f2.5. And this is an MC wide ROKKOR-X. This is the one that's highly radioactive, almost as much as my Pentax 50mm f1.4, but this one will really set the Geiger counter off. And I have one of the few collections that has 2 XKs in it. And then this is kind of the weird one here, the unusual, what I started with back in the old days. Only this is an MC ROKKOR-X PF at 1 to 1.7 at 50mm. No 58mm stuff for this. And I like the look on these because this one has the orange ROKKOR. This one has the orange ROKKOR. This one has the orange ROKKOR. This one has the white ROKKOR. Get a little bit older. This one has the white ROKKOR, real old. And this one has orange ROKKOR and the MD. This is my newest lens. I also have, back here in minolta mount, this is a 135mm f3.5. And I got this, I think I might have showed this in another video. Yeah, this lens looks like it's right out of the box. I don't know if it's ever even been mounted on a camera. There's no sign of it, marks at all. And I got this for, I think, $19 or something like that. I usually get a 28mm f2.8 or an f2. I got a couple of them that are f2.5s. Not many 3.5s. It's kind of a slow one. But this lens, with the price of it and just size and weight and the condition of it, I couldn't pass it up. I had to go for it. So I got this 135mm f3.5. And this was one of my early ones that came with a camera. And this was a 35 to 70 zoom. Zoom lenses seem to be kind of ignored these days. Not many people like them. 35 to 70 is not much of a range, but when I was young and I got my original XG7, I got the minolta 35mm 35 to 70 zoom f3.5. This lens, only mine was before they had the macro button on it. So that was my first zoom, and that was when zooms were still pretty new then. That was kind of an unusual thing to have, but I had one. I got one, and This came with some camera or another. Just added in there, so I added it on. But that's it for the lenses. This is my new one, my 35. Oh, I'll say farewell with this. The 35 focal length seems to me to be kind of ideal. When I look through the 28 millimeter, the world all seems kind of flat and looking like a desert or an airport, and everything's far away. With a 50 millimeter, you're in pretty tight and pretty close, but if you want a little bit more environment in your picture, I think the ideal lens is the 35 millimeter because it's a little wider than a 50 and a little narrower than a 28, so it kind of gives you a real comfortable look. And I find you can look through the viewfinder, you can get close to something, or you can back up and see a bigger picture real easy. It's kind of I think, like the ideal lens for your camera that you're going to carry with you just for general photography, because you can do anything with it. I mean, you can do anything with a 50 too, but this gives you the option of getting a little bit wider without getting too wide. So that's why I've really gone in a lot for 35s lately. I only have one 24 millimeter, which is a Nikkor, because I have everything in Nikkor. But I have a 35 millimeter and 28 millimeter Minolta set, 35 millimeter and 28 millimeter Canon set, and a 35 millimeter, 28 millimeter Olympus set. The only one that I have plus the 24 is a Nikkor. So that gives me a lot of range in, picking which camera I want to use today and having a lens that I want for it. The 35 to 70 zoom kind of had its day a long time ago. It was neat to be able to do some zoom tricks, but I mostly like the camera with the lens not being too overwhelming. Like an XK, whoa, yeah, that's kind of heavy with that special lens on it, or a motor drive with 8 batteries in it. These things can get you way down. But something like an XD11 with a 35 on it, that might be the perfect setup. So, if you found this interesting, you have a comment about it, tell me what you want to get, what lenses you have, or what you'd like to get. We'll share information, leave a message down below, give me a like, a subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet to the channel, it's always helpful. And until next time, this is Mr. Gibson Guy, and I'm out of here.